Hey guys, Adriana Jimenez joined here with two-division world champion Jessie Vargas. Jessie, it's good to see you again. Let's start off with the latest news that I've seen about you. You joined forces with Freddie Roach, one of the greatest trainers in the planet. How did this come about?
Well, I mean, you said it best yourself. I mean, he is one of the greatest trainers in the planet, and that was the reason behind it. I mean, my dad and I sat down for a couple days and really analyzing and thinking about who can and will bring out the best in me. You know, all these great trainers. We have several good trainers out there, but we made the decision for Freddie Roach, and I'm happy with the decision. Now I've been here a little over a week and a half, and I mean, it's fairly recent, but I have been able to notice a difference, and not only that, but get to see Freddie Roach's style and how he explains, and he's able to make certain corrections. I really enjoyed it. I see it all the changes that he's doing is for the better, and I'm happy to be in this position. I really am. I mean, it's the first time that I leave my comfort zone. You know, I leave Las Vegas behind. I have my family out there, my beautiful daughter, whom I can't see for the moment, unfortunately. I do go back for the weekends every now and then, you know, just to visit my daughter. I want to see her. But as it gets closer to fight time, then unfortunately I won't be able to go back for it. But, you know, it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make, and I really made the decision of making. I mean, the minute I came over here, I said, okay, this is the pros and cons. You know, it's going to be difficult not seeing my daughter, of course, not being with my family, but it's going to be worth it. I have to continue to elevate my game. I have to give my fans something better. And also, I mean, it relieves me from any type of distraction. Here, I'm mainly focused on training some more. No, I mean, I stay on the diet out here, and have a cook. So, I mean, it's just about diet, boxing, and perfecting the technique, going back to the hotel and figuring out what corrections we made and why, and then just going over it and over again. And of course, tuning into DAZN, because we're going to be commentating for DAZN this February 9th, Saturday night, for the Machado versus Canelo fight. You see that? I got all this paperwork to get through today. All right, we'll definitely be commentating for it. So on my off time, I do go through a little bit of research here. Machado versus Canelo. We have Manzanilla versus Ray Vargas, which is going to be for the WBC title. We also have Joseph Diaz versus Charles Huerta. We have a good show on this Saturday night. All the fighters here, actually, that will be on the televised portion of it, the punch output is extremely high. Each and every one of them. You look at their facts on the background, they all throw tons of punches. They are a lighter weight division. That explains why. So I would suggest you tuning in to DAZN this Saturday night, February 9th. And Adriana and Pheno Boxing will put up the website where they can download the app, right? First month is free. Every month of that is only $9.99. So she'll post it up for you, and make sure to follow Pheno Boxing and DAZN, and follow me on Instagram, Jessie Vargas _. Thank you for the support. And I look forward, going back to what Adriana's question is, that I'm looking forward to this next step. And it's all coming in for the better. There is sacrifice being made, but sacrifices need to be made in order for us to better ourselves and better our situation. And I'm sure that the fight fans will see a big difference in my next fight, which will be in April. That's what we are negotiating now. I have my promoter, Eddie Hearn, my advisors, Guadalupe Valencia, JAIME. They're all working out the details now. One of the names that's being mentioned is Kell Brook, and we're hoping that he will take the fight. And if he doesn't, I mean, I'm sure there's other opponents out there that you will want to see me against. I did want the MUNGUIA fight. I did talk to my advisors and my promoters, and I expressed myself on how interested I was in the JAIME MUNGUIA fight. But, you know, unfortunately, it seemed that they weren't interested at the moment, so it won't happen in April. And I'll be fighting in April regardless. So if they don't want to fight in April, then they'll match me up with someone else, someone that you will all enjoy me against, you know, being in a fight in. But the reason I was interested in it, because I want to become a 3-division world champion. He has a WBO title. He's a good fighter himself. He's a young, talented, explosive fighter. But I just I saw an opportunity of becoming a 3-division world champion, and I knew that I had to work hard for it. And I decided to go for it. Unfortunately, I didn't hear much back besides he wasn't ready for it at this moment. But maybe later on in the year, they will accept it, according to what they said.
I'm going to cut you off. Jessie, I asked you one question. I asked you one question. And
All 2 questions that were coming out.
yes, and you knew everything that I was going to ask you. And you just like, okay, don't even worry about asking me. I already know what you're going to ask me. So I'm going to kind of ask you again a little bit. Just, okay, so we know. No worries, no worries. I was just like, you know what, it's good stuff. So I let you talk. You know, we know you like to talk. No worries, no worries. But so we're gonna go back. We're gonna back DAZN. Yes, you can catch the DAZN link on Pheno Boxing on our Instagram. I believe it'll be on the information box here on the video. And then, okay, you're with Freddie Roach. You're with Freddie Roach. We're looking forward to seeing you. Now, for your fight, yes, I heard that you had a fight for April 13. I heard Kell Brook, so that's not happening.
It's being negotiated now.
It's being negotiated.
Kell Brook is being negotiated now. I have Eddie Hearn working on that. My promoter, he is actually the promoter for both of us, for Kell Brook and myself. So with Matchroom Boxing and on DAZN, and of course it would be on Sky Sports in the UK. But I have to just wait. They know that I accepted it. They know I don't have an issue. They asked me, I said, yeah, sure, make it happen. You know, now we have to just find out the details when it comes to the weight and the exact date that it will be. Yeah, I know April 13th has been mentioned, but it's sometime in April. Nothing is confirmed yet, and now we're waiting to find out if Kell Brook is interested himself. If he's not, we'll find someone else. You know, I definitely do want to know within the next week or 2 at the most. I mean, I'm already in training camp. I'm making spending a lot of money being in LA already, you know, and not having a fight date. But I do know that I will be fighting in April, regardless if it's Kell Brook or not. I mean, we have several options out there. I mean, making a fight isn't difficult. So whether he wants it or not, we need to know. And then if he doesn't, well, we'll just, you know, have our eyes on someone else.
Assuming it's going to be finalized, what kind of fight are you expecting to have with Kell Brook?
You know what? It's all about bringing entertainment to the fans. So that will be something that we will most definitely give the fight fans. You know, it is our job to give you that, and we will. I'll make sure of it. You know, whenever you come to a Jessie Vargas fight, I want to make sure, and I will make sure that you enjoy a great night of boxing. All right, have a memorable night. So the minute that it's confirmed, I hope you can buy tickets. I hope that to see you there live, and if not, of course, just tune into DAZN. You know, I'm always here to give you action-packed fights, and that's the reason why a fight against Kell Brook is being negotiated now, is because that's a fight that I know that you will enjoy. And if this fight doesn't happen, like I said, then we'll find someone else who is also an action-packed fighter and who also comes. I mean, I'll even look up into I'll look into the 54 division to see what else is out there, just to make sure my fans get what they want to see. That's the reason why I actually mentioned the MUNGUIA name. Tell you what. Kell Brook, I'll explain how this happened. Kell Brook was taking too long to confirm the fight. So then I call my advisor and my promoter and say, you know what? If he doesn't want the fight, give me MUNGUIA. Get the MUNGUIA fight, let's make it happen. And of course they tried to get in contact they did get in contact with these people, but like I said, they were more open to that fight happening later in the year, 2019. So it still may happen. Most likely will happen. Other than that, I mean, we'll just wait and we'll see what's next. You know, we'll see if Kell Brook accepts the fight.
Well, with Jaime Munguia, you said it yourself, you want to become a 3-division world champion. He's already a champion, and he's a big guy. He's a big guy for 154. He's already talking about he doesn't know how much longer he'll stay at 154. He wants to go up to 160. Man, what does that say about you, that you're taking on this big 154?
You know, it just says what I am, you know, that I'm willing to fight anyone. I've always been that way, you know, ever since I became professional. You know what, ever since I was a kid, I wasn't afraid or timid to fight anyone at all. I mean, the minute that you're in this boxing game, you have to be ready and willing to face anyone, and that's just the way I was brought up. Not only that, but it's also about giving the fight fans exciting fights. And you look into your opponents and you see who will give you more of a challenge. I know that Munguia will give me a challenge, and Kell Brook, he'd be a good challenge as well. Those are the reasons why I'm chasing these fights, you know, because a lot of the other guys are booked right now. What I mean by that is, you know, I have Sean Porter, he's fighting VARGAS in March, I believe. Danny Garcia has a fight already set up. So, I mean, a lot of these guys are booked already. So, I mean, you have Mikey Garcia fighting Errol Spence. So right now, other guys that I saw available and that I saw were going to be entertaining fights and fights that were challenging. One was Kell Brook and the other is JAIME MUNGUIA. I mean, Kell Brook was taking too long to accept the fight. I said, all right, let's see if we make the MUNGUIA fight then. Unfortunately, the MUNGUIA fight wasn't. I was more interested in the MUNGUIA fight than Kell Brook fight, honestly, just because of the challenge and because becoming a 3-division world champion. He's a good champion. He's a talented fighter. I give him credit. I like to see him fight. But, I mean, at the end of the day, this is boxing, and this is a sport, and, you know, I'm always up for the challenge.
He's a great fighter. He's a champion. But when we mention about him fighting Canelo, they say it's too soon. He's not ready. So do you see holes in his game that you would be able to exploit to get his 154 title?
There's a reason why I asked for the fight, and yeah, I mean, I see flaws. I see certain things that. I see certain flaws, and yeah, I see certain flaws. But you know what? In order for him to go up to 160, I understand why he would make that decision. That's the reason why I said, all right, you know, if he's planning on going up to 160, then let's get him before he goes. You know, and that way I can take his title, and then he can become champion again at 160. You know, just because I know he won't be at this division for too long, but. At the end of the day, he'll go up to 160, and eventually he'll probably end up fighting Canelo. They need to make sure that he is maturing as he goes, because I don't think he's ready to fight Canelo now, just because he would just be going up to 54 to 60. You know what I mean? With that being said, it's when you make that jump, it's always good to have a tune-up fight. I know that I'm saying it, and I'm going up to 54. I just have a lot of heart, and I say let's make things happen. You know what I mean? I don't like thinking twice about certain decisions, and I just make sure to prepare myself properly for it. But he's also doesn't have the experience that Canelo has. You know, he also doesn't have the experience that I have. You know, so he is a strong puncher, and he's all about power. But you know, experience comes with time.
Right. Well, I have to give you props also for the way you break down fights. Every time we have you for an interview breaking down fights, for example, the one that just passed with Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner on YouTube, everyone was saying how perfectly you broke down the fight. Even afterwards, they went back and said you were just on the spot. So thank you for always analyzing fights with us. And with that given said, I want to get your thoughts on this fight that they just announced today on your hometown of Las Vegas. Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs will be taking place on May 4th. How do you see that fight, champ?
That fight is a fight that is difficult to really explain, because anything can happen in that fight. I mean, Daniel Jacobs is a fight that's equally as talented as Canelo Alvarez. He is a great boxer, and I'm talking about Daniel Jacobs. He's a great boxer. You know, he has the amateur pedigree to surprise the fight fans and to surprise Canelo and coming out with the victory. But Canelo has the mental fortitude. He has the experience. When it comes to experience, I say Canelo has the edge there, just because of his level of opposition. But it's a tough one. That's really a tough one to really dissect and to figure out who's going to come out the winner, just because of both of their backgrounds. They both have a lot to offer. And it's just about who's going to be able to adapt better in the ring. The first 4 rounds are going to be very interesting. I think they're going to be it's going to be a patient 4 rounds, 3-4 rounds. And then after that, whoever takes the lead will just generate momentum, and he won't stop.
All right, so if you can't tell me who is expected to win, in your opinion, how does each fighter win? What do they have to do?
In order for Daniel Jacobs to win, he needs to maintain distance. He needs to stay on the outside, not really fight on the inside, because the inside fighter is Canelo Alvarez. He's a great inside fighter. Even though he didn't like to do it before, he's becoming more comfortable with fighting on the inside now. He'll tear down. It sounds bad, but he has the advantage of fighting Daniel Jacobs in the inside. That will be an issue for Canelo Alvarez. That will be an issue for Daniel Jacobs. But Daniel Jacobs, like I said, he needs to maintain the outside. He needs to stay explosive, maintain his speed. You know, not to have high volume of punches, but just short combinations. But the velocity is what it's going to be about. So that's what Daniel Jacobs has to do. And for Canelo, he just has to pick the right moments, pick the right spots, counter punch Daniel Jacobs every time he can catch him. When he has him cornered in one of the corners, of course, just to land the body shots and try and tear him apart then and there, bit by bit. piece by piece until the 7th, 8th, 9th round comes in. Then Daniel Jacobs should be able to bring his energy down a bit, and then that's when he can capitalize. That's how I see it. I mean, for either guy, that's the way that the best case scenario for both guys.
Well, we'll see what happens. Jessie, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We look forward to seeing who your opponent in April is. Thank you so much.
Everybody tune in February 9th, DAZN, and follow me on Instagram, JESSIE _. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Fino Boxing, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.